A Fox News anchor was discovered in an affair that resulted in a divorce, and fans are paying closely to the most recent bombshell news. It was discovered that Jesse Watters, a well-known and contentious Fox News personality, was having an affair with a younger Fox producer while he was married to his wife, a Fox News colleague. The fact that Jesse Watters is not the only Fox anchor involved in a cheating controversy is even more startling. Although Jesse Watters is one of Fox News' most controversial commentators, viewers never would have imagined that the anchor would be implicated in an affair that ended in divorce. His initial public appearances were as a man-on-the-street interviewer, particularly on The O'Reilly Factor, where he frequently asked people about politics. He was well-liked by people looking for conservative commentary with a strong opinion because of his audacious and occasionally combative approach. His fame actually brought him more freedom and recognition through a Fox News show called Watters' World, and he finally moved into primetime. In addition to concentrating on his job, he appeared to have the ideal personal life. Jesse Watters wed Noelle Inguajato, who subsequently became Noelle Watters, in 2009. Everyone in the office knew her because they began a romantic relationship while working together at Fox News. At Fox, Noelle has held a variety of positions in the entertainment, fashion, and style departments. Ellie and Sophie, their twin daughters, were born in November 2011. For many years, their marriage appeared to be solid and entwined with their personal and professional lives at Fox. However, when Noelle found out that Jesse Watters was having an affair with Emma Digiovine in 2017, people were surprised. Emma was working on Watters' World as a much younger associate producer, which added to the scandal. At the time, Jesse was in his late 30s and Emma was around 25. To his surprise, Jesse had no intention of keeping this a secret any longer. He made the decision to come clean and accompany his lover because his wife had already discovered the truth. He personally reported the extramarital affair to the Human Resources Department of Fox News. Fox surprisingly claimed that the relationship was voluntary. However, Fox simply moved Emma to a different program since she was on his staff. This was done in order to prevent conflicts of interest and ease stress in the workplace. His admirers were shocked to learn that he was that way in private when the affair was made public the year after he reported himself to HR. His wife filed for divorce in late 2017 because she could no longer stand it. Although the relationship was revealed to HR in 2017, it took Jesse almost 2 years to formally begin dating Emma. He began dating Emma after the divorce was completed in 2019, which was yet another setback for Noelle. When their divorce was officially finalized in March 2019, he turned around and wed Emma in December of the same year. He once let the air out of Emma's tires so that she would need a ride from him, Jesse subsequently revealed to co-hosts on The Five during a TV show. Although he made it seem like a joke about how he courted her, it was highly unethical because he was married at the time, which caused many people to take notice. Additionally, he wasn't shy about it, which cost him a lot of admirers. Jesse has twin children, Sophie and Ellie, with Noelle. He then had 2 more children after marrying Emma, Georgina Post, born in April 2023, and Jesse Jr., born in April 2021. He now has 4 children as a result. Despite being caught in an affair that resulted in a divorce, this Fox News anchor's career was unaffected. He continued to be a prominent role at the network. In fact, the only person to lose their job was Emma, who was moved to a different area of the network. However, Jesse maintained his reputation and continued to perform. Even after being elevated to Jesse Watters primetime in 2022, he has remained in his primetime roles. The controversy put Jesse and Fox News under intense scrutiny. Even yet, it had no effect on his employment. Many people became aware of his accountability as a public figure, age disparities, ethics, and relationships at work as a result. A lot of people are examining the power relationships between a younger associate producer and an experienced host. After Jesse self-reported, some claim that the network handled the situation improperly. His continued jokes and claims that he began dating Emma while he was married have drawn criticism from others. Jesse's infidelity and his current relationship with Emma have been the subject of several jokes and remarks. However, depending on the tone, this always draws a lot of attention and criticism. Jesse had once claimed that it would be like having an affair if Emma cast a covert ballot for Kamala Harris. Fans were very critical of this comment, with many recalling that he had betrayed his wife in the first place. The controversy surrounding Jesse Waters' affair and its fallout is still going strong, given that he continues to appear on Fox News today. Additionally, he continues to co-host The Five, and fans only discuss his incident when he does something worse, such as some of his statements made on air. Noelle, his ex-wife, has kept a low profile in the public eye since the divorce. She is no longer seen on Fox News, and there are speculations that she is no longer affiliated with the network. This demonstrates how, despite his cheating ex-wife fading from the public spotlight, he was able to gain even more notoriety on Fox News. Jesse Waters isn't the only Fox News host, though, who was implicated in an affair that ended in divorce. Our next celebrity ended up having an affair with a waitress in Las Vegas instead. Henry Ed Affair. Particularly during his tenure at Fox News, Ed Henry became a highly renowned television journalist for his political reporting. Prior to the scandals and affair that caused him to lose his job, he had prominent positions at Fox News. After working at CNN, he was their chief White House correspondent. In addition, he co-hosted America's Newsroom with Sandra Smith and was appointed chief national correspondent. He married Shirley Hung, who also worked in media and journalism, in June 2010. Together, the couple gave birth to 2 kids. In addition to this, Henry's prior marriage produced 2 kids. Everything, however, took a turn for the worst when the Fox News anchor was exposed as having an affair, which resulted in his termination. In 2016, Ed Henry's affair with Las Vegas hostess Natalia Lima was made public. As it happened, they had been dating since the spring of 2015 for roughly 10 months. The media covered the scandal in great detail when it was revealed. This included Natalia's text messages, pictures, and her stories of their interactions during Henry's trip to Las Vegas. They would meet anytime Henry was in town, Natalie disclosed. She received several texts from Henry that stated things like, "So beautiful, love that pic of you, and those eyes. Is making love on your mind right now? Since I am. So that we can exhaust you and go to sleep, I will repeatedly make love to you." By disclosing every detail of their affair, including the texts she claimed were from him, Natalie was the one who broke the news. She disclosed that they first met at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, which is also where Henry met his wife. A series of events led to Henry inviting her to his room. "We would essentially just have ****T anytime he was in town," Natalie added. "He's incredibly ***T driven. He's a wonderful person, a kinky nice guy, and we were friends for a few years before we went any further." Natalie disclosed, however, that Henry never bought her anything during their romance and that he only paid her rent for a month when she was tight for cash. However, in order to avoid his wife noticing, he never used the ATM. After the affair was made public by Natalie's disclosures, Fox News responded by claiming that Henry had taken a leave of absence. Fox stated that he needed to take some time off to address personal matters. After the affair was made public, Henry was suspended for around 4 months. He was demoted at that time. Instead of serving as the White House correspondent, he was promoted to chief national correspondent and given less on-air duties. The chief executive officer of Fox at the time, Roger Ailes, publicly chastised Henry, stating that the incident calls into doubt Ed's judgment, particularly as a journalist. He took a step back to try to patch things up with Shirley Hung because the affair was seriously straining his marriage. This didn't work out, though, and they ended up divorcing. Then, in late 2024, it came to light that Henry was seeing Alana Stewart. However, the scandal's consequences went beyond the divorce. About 4 months after taking the sabbatical, Henry rejoined Fox News. After just 3 or 4 years, he was embroiled in another crisis, this time losing his position. On June 25, 2020, the lawyer for a former employee filed a complaint against Fox News Media, alleging that the former employee had engaged in deliberate sexual misconduct at work years prior. Henry was promptly suspended and relieved of his on-air responsibilities while an investigation was conducted. Fox News therefore hired a private legal company. One to independently investigate the claims, one that had not previously represented Fox in inquiries or lawsuits. Ed Henry's employment with Fox News was promptly terminated following the probe. His employment was lost as a result. Shortly after he was fired, former Fox producer Jennifer Eckhart sued Henry and Fox News, alleging that Henry had sexually assaulted her, forced her to do so, and threatened to take revenge. The lawsuit asserted a pattern of wrongdoing. Fox News should have known about Henry's wrongdoing years before the official complaint that resulted in his termination, according to the lawsuit. It stated that Fox had previously disregarded the concerns and grievances raised by other co-workers. Henry insisted that all of these interactions were consensual and went on to claim that none of these encounters were not. Following his termination, Sandra Smith, his co-anchor on America's Newsroom, continued working alone with rotating anchors until a successor was found, and Fox News took down his profile from their website. Additionally, his publisher canceled the September 2020 publication of his memoir, Saving Colleen, a memoir of the unbreakable bond between a brother and sister. The case filed by Jennifer Eckhart continued for more than 5 years after his divorce, until they ultimately reached a settlement in June 2025. Many claim that the settlement was mutually satisfactory, but it was not made public. However, it was a frightening complaint that made grave claims that Henry had acted improperly between 2014 and 2017, which is roughly when he was embroiled in the cheating controversy. When Ed Henry cheated and was sued in a controversy, he eventually lost his job. However, our subsequent Fox News host was discovered having an affair with another married woman while working for Fox as well. And he had to express his regret to his wife in public. The Charles Payne case. A television personality and financial journalist, Charles Viv Payne rose to prominence mostly as a result of his work at Fox Business Network. He hosts Charles Payne's show, Making Money. He worked as a market analyst and an entrepreneur in the financial services industry prior to joining Fox Business. Although Charles's personal life was largely kept under wraps, he was married to Yvonne Payne and had 2 kids. His supposedly peaceful life, however, changed when rumors surfaced that he was having an affair. Charles officially acknowledged that he was having a 3-year love relationship with a married political analyst who was frequently featured as a guest on Fox channels between 2013 and 2016, rather than denying it. To his wife, kids, and friends, he apologized and termed it an affair. He wasn't having an affair with a woman who worked for Fox News. However, she was a guest writer with aspirations of becoming a professional contributor. She said that after the affair ended, she stopped making appearances on the network, which led her to believe that Charles was the one behind it and was using his influence to harm her career because they were no longer together. However, additional serious accusations surfaced before fans could move over the cheating scandal, even if he had publicly apologized. In a startling complaint, political pundit Scotty Nell Hughes claimed that Charles had forced her into a relationship and sexually assaulted her in July 2013. In return, he said he would grant her contributor status and additional airtime. He missed appearances after their breakup, and this appears a lot like his involvement with the guest contributor. Scotty said that she was blacklisted by Fox News after attempting to report the behavior, and that Fox allegedly published the information of her affair in revenge. According to Scotty, she had a relationship with Charles under force or coercion rather than voluntarily. Fox Business was forced to suspend Charles Payne by July 2017 in order to undertake an internal inquiry into professional misconduct due to all of these accusations. The network declared that they would conduct a full investigation and take such matters very seriously. Charles was given his job back following the probe. In September 2017, his suspension ended. The main legal battle went on, although Charles's complaint was scaled back. While some of Hughes's complaint was rejected, the judge allowed others to proceed. A veil of reputational scrutiny was cast over Payne as a result of the affair. He denied non-consensual charges, but his public admission of an affair was widely reported. The media focused on questions of power relations, workplace ethics, and retaliation while the court proceedings dragged on. Charles is still employed at Fox Business and is still married to his wife in spite of the scandalous affair, according to the most recent news. More scandals and divorces resulted from the affair that some Fox News anchors were caught in. Instead, the next personality was a victim who became divorced after discovering her husband was unfaithful. Ainsley Earhardt. Fox News viewers are familiar with Ainsley Earhardt, a well-known Fox News presenter who is most renowned for co-hosting Fox and Friends. She became one of the main hosts of Fox News' morning shows after joining the network in 2007. Her public persona emphasizes her motherhood, her Christian beliefs, and an optimistic, cheery approach. She is also the author of works such as The Light Within Me. Ainsley married Will Proctor, a former football player for Clemson University who is now a finance professional, back in 2012. The couple's daughter, Hayden, was born in 2015. After being married for around 6 years, Ainsley and Will announced their separation in October 2018. Will filed for divorce not long after that. She became another Fox News anchor involved in an affair that ended in divorce when it was alleged in the documents and stories that Will was cheating on her. Ainsley had proof that he had cheated on her with one of her best friends a few years prior, which made the situation even worse. Will, however, refuted every accusation and claimed that there was not the slightest bit of truth to my affair-related claims. Ainsley broke up with him because she seemed to think he was cheating. Ainsley released a statement in October 2018 announcing the separation. She underlined that they had chosen to part ways after giving it careful thought. Will later filed for divorce, which was finalized in 2019. Given that William was cheating on her, Ainsley has talked about how hard it has been for her to co-parent with him since the divorce. She primarily concentrated on motherhood and co-parenting, but it's hard for her to keep seeing him and recalling his treachery. In order for co-parenting to be simpler, she and William had to relocate to New York. Despite Will and Ainsley's divorce due to his affair, Ainsley remained at Fox and Friends. On the national morning broadcast, she keeps waking up viewers as the broadcast goes on. Through the experience, she has been more forthcoming about her faith, healing, resilience, being a single mother, and her plans for the future. To guard her heart while prioritizing her baby, Ainsley, for instance, has stated that she would be receptive to love. Her previous pregnancy with Hayden was preceded by a miscarriage. She has talked about how the loss influenced her attitude to motherhood in maintaining a healthy balance in her personal life. However, since she got engaged to another Fox News personality, Sean Hannity, Ainsley is currently recuperating. Before announcing their engagement to the world, the couple had been in a private relationship for some time. In this infidelity incident, Ainsley was the victim, as opposed to our next Fox News anchor, who was caught in an affair that resulted in a divorce. Hegseth Pete. A veteran and former Fox News broadcaster, Pete Hegseth had a highly chaotic married life. He was put forward to be the U.S. Defense Secretary. Pete has had several marriages, has a number of kids, and his personal behavior and relationships have come under public scrutiny. In reality, Pete has acknowledged cheating on his first wife several times. He had roughly 5 extramarital encounters in that marriage alone. He also had an affair with his ex-wife, Samantha, during his second marriage. What's worse is that he fathered a child with Jennifer Rochett, another woman. Eventually, this woman became his third wife. He was cheating on his wife so frequently that even his mother was fed up. In 2018, he was accused of mistreating women in a sharply written email from his mother, Penelope. According to her email, he denigrates women, lies, cheats, sleeps with them, and uses them to boost his ego and authority. She never denied that the email was accurate, but she later claimed that it was sent out of rage. He kept getting into scandals. In 2017, Pete assaulted her in a California hotel while he was going through his divorce. She claimed he blocked the door, stole her phone, loomed over her, and she recalled repeatedly yelling no, according to a police report. But according to Pete, the interaction was consensual and the accusations were false. He further mentioned that in order to prevent a lawsuit that may have jeopardized his employment, they reached a private deal with the accuser. These personal accusations, along with his habit of cheating, received further attention when he was nominated for the defense secretary position. He persisted in defending himself, nevertheless. Notwithstanding his admission of adultery in previous marriages. In addition to being involved in larger scandals and having affairs that resulted in divorce, some of these Fox News anchors also lost their jobs. Which of these controversies is the worst, in your opinion? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. We appreciate your time and hope to see you in the next video.